What is going on, guys? JD here, and you know what time it is. It's Tuesday morning, and it's time for your weekly Monday Night Raw review from last night. The Slammys. Alright? We now had TLC on Sunday. If you all seen the pay-per-view, you know how great it was, and probably it ended up being one of the top 3 shows that the company put on this year. Now, one thing is for sure, the majority of the Monday Night Raws that followed a pay-per-view this year, all except the ones that followed the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 28, were pretty much disappointing. The last 2 pay-per-views being Survivor Series and Hell in a Cell, the Raws that followed were so underwhelming and lazily booked that I just feel the WWE wants to just finish this year and get into their WrestleMania swing. This Raw falls into the same criteria. When you have the best match of this Monday Night Raw consisting of members of 3MB, you know the show was bad. I never liked the Slammys, ever, alright? They're a meaningless prop. Something nobody ever mentions when they mention a wrestler's stats. I mean, who gives a fuck if you won a Slammy? The only time I didn't mind it is when the awards were rather kept low-key back in the early days when I was growing up watching the product, and you'd see someone like Owen Hart carrying around. That's when I didn't mind, because I really didn't know too much. Now I know. It's a meaningless prop. But when you have clowns like Tensai and Santino Marella as presenters, it's just ridiculous. When you have the fucking boogeyman come out, smashing clocks over his head for no reason, and eating worms on stage for no reason, as an award is presented, it's ridiculous. As a fan, I don't want to see that. I want serious. Alright? When you have all the WWE social media bullshit going on throughout the night, Twitter, tout, the WWE fucking application on the iPhone and Google Store. I mean, hey, did you guys know that the WWE had their own app? And that you could only vote for this bullshit through the award show? I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. When you have John Cena awarded the superstar of the fucking year over the best pure wrestler and entertainer in the past year, who goes by the name of Phillip Brooks, aka CM Punk, it is an utter disgrace. Now, I said these awards were meaningless. Yes, they are. But if you're going to give out an award, at least make it truthful and honest. How the fuck, and I mean, I'm sorry for my language, but how the fuck can you have John Cena presented a Superstar of the Year when, in fact, this was probably his worst year statistically out of all the men nominated? The only bright spot for Cena this year was his verbal segments with The Rock leading into WrestleMania and his match with Brock Lesnar at Extreme Rules. That's it. Punk has won the WWE title and held it for 395 days as of today, giving us countless over-the-top amazing promos, has worked through a knee injury, and has given us some of the best matches throughout this year in the company. Not to mention, he's beaten everyone on the roster who was given a title shot. But I guess that's what happens when you have voting or leave the voting, to the WWE Universe. That's what happens when you put the voting in the hands of 7-year-olds. I can picture them in the crowd right now. Mommy, I want to vote for John Cena. I can, Really? I can picture them begging for their parents' smartphones. As you can tell, I didn't enjoy this show to begin with. But I'm not going to go on more rants because lately I've been complaining about the WWE product. And just by the sound of my voice, you can tell this is going nowhere. The show wasn't good. I will get into the most important parts and give you guys the results because I love you all. And I want to give you some entertaining commentary. But the Slammys, there were some things worth mentioning and some things that just made me cringe. Alright? Now, the only thing during the entire Slammys that was even worth mentioning was that we seen the return of Ric Flair. I'm not sure if the WWE settled their lawsuit with TNA or just flat out don't give a shit, but regardless, he was back and I was happy to see him back. He belongs in the WWE. Cena came out to accept his award for Superstar of the Year and said that he didn't deserve it and he gave it to Flair. CM Punk came out and cut a promo against Flair that was wildly entertaining, and Flair said he wanted to fight, walk down to the ring, and CM Punk followed, hopping on one leg. But I knew something was up here. Soon after they did whatever they did in the ring, the Shield came through the crowd and approached Flair in the ring. Then we had an all-out brawl with the match participants from last night's 6-man TLC match. Team Hell No came down. Ryback came down for the save as they fought off the Shield. Soon after celebration occurred, Flair played up the crowd. It was a nice welcome back and an entertaining segment, I'll give it that. But it makes you wonder though, the Shield have been making it a habit of coming in after CM Punk's tirades. I question you this, will they make an appearance at the Royal Rumble when it's The Rock versus Punk one-on-one? Keep that in mind. The Shield of Justice, they have to come down. It only makes sense, right? Why is The Rock receiving a #1 contendership for the WWE Championship when he's not there? The Shield of Justice will prevail. There are two other things I want to get into before I give you the match results. Number one being Sheamus and Big Show. Now, they had another verbal segment here on Raw. There's 5 weeks till the Rumble, alright? I doubt the WWE would give us another Sheamus versus Big Show match on pay-per-view for the World Heavyweight Championship because that would make it 4 pay-per-views in a row. It would make no sense. There was a segment last night where Show came out to belittle Sheamus, and Sheamus came down to admit Show was the better man and wanted to shake his hand for beating him fair and square within the rules of the match at TLC. I was like, okay, this is a decent segment. You know, Sheamus shook Big Show's hand, and I immediately figured something was going on. I was laying on my couch, very tired from the day of running errands with my mom, and I sat up because I knew something was up. And by sat up, I mean they had my attention. Alright? Eyes wide open. Sheamus starts taking that huge Big Show chair that he used last night at TLC and starts beating the shit out of Big Show with it. Soon after, he delivers a bro kick, knocking Big Show out. This had to be it, I said. This has to be the time. Perfect timing. People chanting, we want Ziggler. All of a sudden, Ziggler comes down. He was going to cash in. He was ready to pin and already knocked out Big Show. But no. John Cena comes in, clotheslines Ziggler, and ruins the entire moment. This could have been the saving grace of an otherwise boring program, but it was all just a tease. This could have been perfect. I don't know why they are prolonging this entire Money in the Bank contract. Cashing in. We know it's coming. If he beats Cena last night to retain the briefcase, obviously we know he's going to be cashing in and eventually become the World Heavyweight Champion. But I don't know what they're waiting for. They can't tease the fans too much because we all want to see it. I just have a feeling this morning that it ain't going to happen this year like all the reports have been saying. I honestly think the WWE is going to let this feud drag out between Sheamus and Big Show to the Rumble, because if you think about it, who else have they positioned to be a contender for that title besides Sheamus and Big Show? Nobody. Orton is hurt. Why would they drop the title back off Big Show to Sheamus only to have Ziggler beat Sheamus? That's a waste of time. I wish they just gave us what we want already. It's going to have to be now. It's going to have to be now. It's going to be the same reaction now as if, as if they do it later with Ziggler cashing in. They could have did it last night in Brooklyn if they wanted a huge reaction. That would have been the perfect time. Finally, AJ Lee. Why did she screw John Cena at TLC? She didn't give a reason. All she did was state that everyone she came across within the last 24 hours after the pay-per-view ended asked her why. We had a lackluster mixed tag team match for the main event. Vicky Guerrero and John Cena teaming together, of all people, versus AJ and Dolph. Dolph terminated his contract with Vicky. They're no longer affiliated. 3 minutes in, the women walk away. Vicky walks to the back. AJ is the last to leave of the two women. Dolph and Ziggler are left to fight one-on-one. Decent action, but all of a sudden I'm laying down on my couch again, and I see AJ skipping to the ring with a huge silhouette of a man walking slowly behind her. This is Big E Langston. I knew who he was as soon as he came out. This guy's a 24-year-old guy, an elite athlete. Right? He's a professional powerlifter. The guy's fucking monstrous. He's also the NXT World Champion, which he was awarded after Seth Rollins dropped the belt to him on NXT before making his debut with the Shield. He assaulted John Cena. As the show went off the air, he stood over his broken body, staring blankly into the camera. AJ was skipping around the two. Dolph was in the corner, confused as fuck. Didn't know what the hell was going on. This leaves a whole bunch of questions. Is AJ Lee a part of something bigger? Do these three have anything to do with the Shield? Do Langston, Ziggler, AJ, and Vicky have something going on? Maybe another stable in the works? We don't have an answer yet from AJ about why she screwed John Cena at TLC, but now we have added questions as to why Langston attacked Cena at the request of AJ Lee. It all makes for a good cliffhanger, but we all need to know why. Now, as for the results, guys, the show was not entertaining. There was hardly any wrestling. I'll go over the results quickly. We had Rey Mysterio defeating Damian Sandow, basic opener of the show. It did nothing but further the feud between two tag teams in the division. Kofi Kingston defeated Tensai. I was still surprised Tensai's still on the roster. I mean, that's a shocker in itself, but the match lasted not even a minute. Tensai dropped to Kingston, but Barrett came down and interfered, continuing their feud, and beat the crap out of Kofi Kingston, giving him a couple of shots on the outside of the ring. The Great Khali defeated David Otunga. I don't know why this is on my TV. If anybody has the answer to that, someone please answer that down below. I just don't know why this was on my TV. Brodus Clay defeated JTG. At this point, I thought I was just watching WWE Superstars instead of Monday Night Raw. Again, I don't know why this is on my TV. Cody Rhodes defeated Sin Cara. The Miz, Alberto Del Rio, and Philadelphia favorite Tommy Dreamer defeated 3MB. Now, this was probably the best match of the night, which is sad to say. But the only way, and this is what pisses me off, the only way for WWE to get Del Rio and The Miz over as babyfaces is to pair them with hometown favorites? Really? Last night it was the Brooklyn Brawler at TLC because they were in Brooklyn. And on Raw, it's Tommy Dreamer because they're in Philadelphia and he has affiliations with ECW, which had shows in Philadelphia. Does anybody care about The Miz and Del Rio? Someone honestly answer me that question down below. Leave me an answer. Do you care about Del Rio and The Miz as babyfaces? The WWE have damaged them so badly to the point where nobody gives a shit. I see right through it. It ain't gonna work. They're not organically turning face. They're not doing it on their own. WWE's presenting them with people to work with to maybe rub off on them. No, that's not the way you do it. It's just stupid. And finally, Ryback won Newcomer of the Year. And soon after he won Newcomer of the Year, Slammy, he defeated Antonio Cesaro via countout. The match really didn't take place. Cesaro walked to the back. I don't think these two should have anything to do with each other. We don't need the U.S. champion dropping matches to Ryback because Cesaro's on his own hot streak. Ryback's doing his own thing with the Shield. They don't need to cross paths right now. Maybe sometime in the future, but Cesaro needs to remain hot. Ryback needs to remain hot, so they shouldn't have anything to do with each other. But other than that, guys, that is your Monday Night Raw review. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. I hope you enjoyed the show last night and TLC. Please leave me a like. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already done so. I will maybe, and I'm going to say maybe, do a commentary on the live SmackDown that's going to be happening tonight on the USA Network. It is commercial free. I may do a review tomorrow depending on how I feel because I usually don't watch SmackDown. But I will let you guys know. If you see it up, then you'll know. If not, I'll just leave something in my news feed. But other than that, guys, I will see you later this week with more WWE news and rumors. And just one thing for you guys. Did you know the WWE had an application where you can go vote and this and that? The fuck out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. This is JD out. Peace, guys.